Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the iLovBee i61 60% mechanical keyboard that you can find on Amazon for a low price of $30, and right now it is actually going for even cheaper, and it is $25. So this keyboard has an amazing price, but is it worth it, and did they cut some corners? Well, we're going to find out that right now. So inside the box you get the keyboard itself. It comes with their own red switches, plate mounted stabilizers that are lubed, and this gray and white keycap set. Now the cool part about this keycap set is the fact that it is not shine through, so it gives more of a premium look to the keyboard. Now I will say the keyboard itself has a little ugly logo at the bottom right hand corner. Not a big fan of that, but it's 30 bucks, so I'm not too disappointed with that part. This is a plastic board. It also does come with plate foam and case foam as well, so already off to a great start when it comes to what you get for your money. You also get a USB-C wire, of course, and a switch and keycap holder, and it's one of the nicer ones. It's not one of those cheap ones that you get on gaming keyboards or cheap keyboards like this, so that is very cool to see. So we're already off to a great start when it comes to what this keyboard comes with. Now here is a quick sound test of how it sounds right out the box. As you can tell, this keyboard sounds amazing for the price. You know, the stabilizers are quite nice and there's very little rattle to them, and this keyboard only being $30, it is a no-brainer to choose this keyboard over something like an RK61 or a GK61 because of how much better it is in comparison when it comes to the keycap quality, the stabilizer quality, and the switches as well. These are their red switches, but they are a lot smoother and almost feel lubed at times than the typical Gateron Reds or Cherry MX Reds. So whatever they did to these switches is great. They don't really have the information on these switches, but you know, they're very similar to a Cherry MX Red in terms of performance, but just a lot smoother. So basically what I'm trying to get at is, if you didn't want to do anything to this keyboard, you technically don't have to. It's great right out the box. I have zero complaints with it. There is one thing I want to change, but that is only the fact that the stabilizers still have a little bit of rattle to them, and I like my stabilizers to be as perfect as possible. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Now, this is obviously for beginners, so if you did want to follow along, I'll be saying what I'm going to be doing here. So, first off, I decided to take out the switches and replace them with something else. The switches I used for this keyboard build are the Aphelion Tropical Waters, which is a linear switch that comes pre-lubed, and it is hand lubed. So the lube job is very great and basically removes that hard process that you might have if you are a beginner, so you don't have to worry about that if you get these switches. They are linears as well, and they are great for the price. Now if you want a more lighter switch, you can always go for the black Sesame linear switch as well. Both are great options. Now the first thing I did was take off the keycaps and remove the red switches that were there, and it only has one screw on the plate, so I removed that one. And make sure you don't lose it because the screws are different. So they have 4 screws on the back of the keyboard. Once you remove those, you can take the plate out of the case and you see the case foam at the bottom. Now what I did is I like to add clay to all of my budget keyboards because it just makes it sound better and feel better. So I use clay for this keyboard. If you want to follow along, I do have a video dedicated to the clay mod that I'll be leaving in the description below as well. Once I did that, I added tape mod, which is basically just putting 2 layers of painter's tape over the back of the PCB, which adds a deeper sound signature. Once I did that, I put everything back together and I fiddled with the stabilizers. Once I lubed the stabilizer wires and put them back together, I put them back into the plate. And the cool thing is you don't need to remove the whole plate to get to the spacebar stabilizer, because the foam from the spacebar part can be taken out easily just by using something to push it out, and that makes it towards where you don't have to disassemble the whole plate and PCB just to get that one stabilizer wire. So it's very thoughtful of them to do that. Once you put that back together, you can put the foam back if you wanted to. I chose not to use the foam, and then I just put the keyboard back together. I decided to use the same keycaps because they are great right out the box. So here is a fully modded sound test of this keyboard. So yeah, I think this keyboard sounds great. It is probably the best budget board on the market right now when it comes to the price to performance ratio. I think this knocks the RK61 or the GK61 out of the water. This is definitely a no-brainer, and it's available on Amazon, so you get prime shipping. So this is just a win-win for anybody who just wanted to start into the hobby but doesn't have a lot of money to enter this sort of expensive hobby. This is probably your best bet, which is the title of this video, the best budget board, and I'm saying that for a good reason. Let me know what you guys think about this keyboard in the comments down below, but I'll be leaving a link to it in the description below as well. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.